Well, we've talked a lot actually about some of these winners and losers. Marlon Mack and Austin Eckler are Jamie's winners. Jamie, anything you want to add? Mack again was 24 carries. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I gave him earlier. Great game for him. Eckler, uh, yeah, I mean, what do you make of it with him? He had 6 catches. He had a receiving touchdown. He led the team in carries. How good do you think he's going to be while Gordon's out?
Fantastic. Just stay healthy. I think, you see a guy that, nearly 5 yards per carry, like you said, led them in carries. Not that it was a huge number, but 12. Justin Jackson also ran well, 6 for 57, ripped off a 24-yard run. But Eckler is going to be the one involved in the pass game. It's the same thing that we thought all along, that their carries could be a little closer than I think a lot of people would like. Not that a 6-carry difference is bad, but Eckler will be the one dominating passing down situations, and he was exceptional today.
All right, Heath, your winners are TJ Hawkinson and LaShawn McCoy. So where would Hawkinson be in your rest of season tight end rankings after 100-plus yards today at Arizona?
I'm thinking 8, probably. I had a lot of hesitancy early, and I saw a little bit in the spring, and they were kind of talking him up and saying he was going to be a big part of the offense. And it wasn't like it was a combination of things today. First off, the number of targets he got, 9, I believe, shows his involvement in the offense. Second, he looks really good when the ball comes his way. He does not look like a rookie tight end out there. And I'm just ready to throw the rookie tight end stuff out the window. He doesn't look like a rookie tight end. I'm not going to treat him like one anymore.
Yeah, and obviously he's an amazing tight end prospect. 6 catches, 131 yards, and a touchdown. You'd still take Hunter Henry over him?
Yes.
Okay. And we'll see how Jared Cook does on Monday night. So what about LaShawn McCoy? Your thoughts on McCoy?
Well, first off, to get 11 touches in his first game with the team, I thought was very encouraging. And then to pick up average 8 yards per carry doesn't hurt anything either. I would be concerned if I drafted Damian Williams in the 3rd round because running the ball, LaShawn McCoy looked better. I'm not so sure that it doesn't make sense for as long as Tyreek's out to shift Williams into more of a pass-catching role and give McCoy a little bit more work in the running game. And the biggest thing was it's just amazing how going from Buffalo to Kansas City can make you look like a good running back again because he looked like LaShawn McCoy.
20 snaps in the game, that's it. So there's actually room for him to improve.
If this was a preseason game and we were still drafting, there would be no discrepancy about who you're taking first.
You take McCoy first?
You have to.
Yes.
Well, but Damian Williams had 6 catches. LaShawn McCoy had 1. So that matters. And McCoy and Damian Williams had a 1-yard touchdown run. They both got work, inside the 10. But Damian Williams had 3 more carries and 5 more catches. So McCoy had a better game.
In the first game.
McCoy had been on the team for 4 days.
And Williams averaged 2 yards per carry, and he actually needed a couple runs late to even get that high.
For life?
Why he had like 1 yard per carry and through his first 8 carries.
If this was a preseason game and they had acquired LaShawn McCoy at the start of training camp, and you saw this after just one performance, knowing what Damian Williams did last year, but also factoring in money spent on McCoy, history with Andy Reid.
It's really not that much money. It's $3 million. It could be $4 million.
But it's more. It doesn't matter. It's more. The investment in LaShawn McCoy on a 1-year basis is more. I agree with you. It's not a lot of money, and I'm not usually one that chases money situations, but still, it's still more money than what they gave the guy that they invested in last year. But it's also the history. I mean, this is a guy that he knows and he trusts, and he's talked about that.
Wait a minute. Didn't Antonio Brown get $15 million for 1 year from the Patriots? So why isn't he considered a hero like LaShawn McCoy is?
A hero?
Yeah, a fantasy hero.
We're taking him a lot earlier than McCoy.
We're talking about the money being the reason why these guys are going to be good in fantasy.
Well, I mean, they had to acquire Antonio Brown.
They didn't have to acquire Antonio
Brown. Well, they did. They made this whole thing happen to get Antonio Brown.
Well, yeah, sure, but they wanted to get Antonio Brown.
Yeah, he also pissed away $15 million.
For now. And LaShawn McCoy pissed away $2 million by getting cut out of Buffalo.
Well, that
I think, I'm not going to go back to Antonio Brown on this. I think LaShawn McCoy has proven that he can certainly hack it in this offense. And I think more opportunities are coming. If you've got Damian Williams, make the move to get LaShawn McCoy. And if you've got LaShawn McCoy and you don't really like your running backs otherwise, maybe you make the move to get Damian Williams and buy low on him.
But why?
Could it be a situation?
So then you've got the backfield locked up.
But why?
Because are you sure that LaShawn McCoy is going to play 16 games? Are you sure he's going to average 8.1 yards per carry?
No, but I don't know if I want to go acquire what could be the backup.
Well, you wouldn't have to pay what.
But the owner of
would have
Damian
had to
Williams
pay.
isn't just going to give him away.
He might be discouraged by what he saw in this game. Everybody saw LaShawn McCoy look good, including Andy Reid. It's probably not going to end well for Damian Williams. I hate to say it because I love the guy.
Couldn't it be a James White, Sony Michel situation?
Sure.
It could be. Have we seen that frequently from Andy Reid?
No,
We've
but
seen
we
him
have a
use
different
two running
situation
backs,
now.
but not like evenly.
All right, we got to move on here. Dave, who are your two winners?
My two winners are Derrick Henry and John Brown.
Oh, Derrick Henry.
Man. I know. I was telling people to sit him. I really thought the Browns defense was going to play a lot better than they did. And not only did he run for 84 yards and a touchdown, he caught a short pass and took it to the house. It was flashes to the end of last season. Now, I don't think he's going to catch many passes, and it's kind of a fluke how that happened. But Tennessee was able to stay competitive in the game, and they rode Derrick Henry, and it's part of their formula for success.
Who would you guys rather have, Derrick Henry or Damian Williams?
Henry.
I think I'd rather have Henry. Man.
Heath?
I gave the Heath side. That's answer enough.
Yeah, I heard it. All right, it was a one catch for 75 yards and a touchdown, plus 19 carries, 84 yards, and a touchdown. Completely dominated touches. Deion Lewis had 3 carries and 3 catches. And then John Brown over 100 yards for the Bills. That was nice to see. I sat Sammy Watkins. I sat Sammy Watkins for John Brown, and I felt like an idiot, but then he had a good game. So I'm willing to live with it because Brown came through. So
he's their number one receiver. He actually got off to a pretty decent start before he went off for almost a 40-yard touchdown. And I think he's just going to continue to get decent targets week in and week out.
7 catches, 123 yards, and a touchdown for John Brown. And a big come-from-behind victory for the Buffalo Bills.
They get the Giants next week.
Oh, my gosh. The Giants could give up the most fantasy points to wide receivers and quarterbacks this year. They are really bad defending the pass. I got a bonus winner for you, everybody. Ronald Jones. It's going to happen. He's going to take over. He's so much better than Peyton Barber. Ronald Jones had a good game.
You look great.
13 carries, 75 yards. He did, right? 1 catch for 18 yards. He looks fast. He looks like a talented player.
He looks like he wants to take on contact. He looks aggressive. He looks quick. I don't know. This Bucs offense really left me feeling sad.
All right, listen, guys. It's week 1, all right? I said this to Jamie on the radio show last night.
Yeah, but it's Jameis again.
Travis Kelce had 1 catch for 6 yards in week 1 last season. And then he had one of the best tight end seasons we've ever had. I believe at one point the Buccaneers, the Jaguars, and the Dolphins were like the story of the NFL because they were the 3 Florida teams, and they were really good, and none of them made the playoffs. How about Ryan Fitzpatrick threw for 400 yards 3 straight games? So let's not get too down on these players after week 1.